Attackers will surely attack.
Joining me from San Francisco to help us make sense of it all, Chief Political Correspondent for CNET, Declan McCullough joins us again on The Loop. How are you, sir?
Hi there, quite well.
Thank you for taking a break from DDoSing the entire internet to talk to us. We appreciate it. The Wikileaks story took a major turn yesterday when Anonymous declared cyber warfare on MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, a whole bunch of websites. They're basically attacking anybody who's cutting off ties with WikiLeaks. But it seems that the mainstream media doesn't seem to understand that Anonymous and WikiLeaks aren't the same organization. Do you feel like 4chan and Anonymous are becoming a problem for WikiLeaks?
Well, besides Julian Assange, I mean, WikiLeaks is an anonymous organization, and Anonymous is an anonymous organization, so we really can't expect the media to be all that intelligent about this, of course. In reality, I think you're right. Some of these things are lost. I mean, Anonymous has been around a while. They started, as far as I can remember, going after the Church of Scientology, and then they went after the Australian government, trying to DDoS some of their sites. So some of this is being lost. I mean, reporters don't specialize in this, and so it gets a little confused sometimes. The better reporters will correct themselves once they figure this out.
Sure, but Declan, do you think that Assange is wasting these sort of precious PR minutes when he gets to come up from air out of jail to say, hey, we aren't anonymous, we aren't these hackers, WikiLeaks isn't a hacking organization? Do you think that's working against him?
Well, it's keeping WikiLeaks in the news, and I think that helps him. I mean, he's on his way to becoming maybe the first internet martyr. I mean, Dmitry Sklerov and Elcomsoft and at DEF CON a few years ago came close. But if he does get extradited to the U.S., he's going to have a lot of people who are going to be marching in the streets in support of him. So WikiLeaks came out with a statement this morning on their website. It was very carefully worded. It was by their current spokesman, not Assange, saying we don't really endorse what Anonymous is doing, but we don't really oppose it either. It was nicely done.
Right.
But I don't think it really is going to have that much of a long-term impact. I mean, what's going to keep WikiLeaks in the news is the steady drip and drip every day of cables. They've only released about 1,000 so far. That's 249,000 to go.
Right. Declan, what's the goal of Anonymous, or do they have a goal other than sort of causing mischief and trying to hack these WikiLeaks associated sites?
Well, I mean, it's if you want to take an optimistic or a generous view of the goals, it would be to support free speech and punish people they perceive to be enemies of free speech. In reality, I mean, a lot of the folks involved in this are 14 or 16. The Dutch kid who was arrested last night, the Dutch authorities announced today, was 16 years old. I mean, it's kind of pranksterism. I mean, if I were 14 or 16, I'd probably be doing the same thing right now. So it's mischief making, but it's also mischief making with a point.
Do you think they're making that point, though, or is it getting lost in the shuffle? Like, I'm certain they can order a bunch of pizzas to Amazon headquarters, but is that going to deliver a message in the media?
Yeah, it probably is being lost in the shuffle. I mean, right now, in the last few hours, you've seen on Twitter different people claiming to be spokesmen or representatives of Anonymous saying, no, we're the real Anonymous, no, we're the real Anonymous. It is getting lost a little. But, I mean, it's also forcing some of these It's forcing the U.S. government to maybe be a bit more in the defensive. Eric Holder, the Attorney General, announced today that, yeah, we're looking into this. What he didn't say, and could have said, and probably should have said, is, well, WikiLeaks was also attacked when it was on U.S. servers about a week and a half ago. It was a target of a DDoS attack, and you know, the DOJ and FBI weren't exactly sending out press releases saying we're going to look into who's responsible for that DDoS attack.
Right. They didn't have a problem when it affected them, of course. What's the poison pill insurance plan that WikiLeaks has out there? What is that all about?
We have a few hints, but nothing confirmed. So what this is a 1.2 gigabyte document that WikiLeaks posted in, I think it was late July. And the file name is insurance, and it's encrypted with a 256-bit key AES. We don't know what's in it.
So basically,
we're just waiting for the passphrase.
A giant file filled with all sorts of goodies that could take down corporations or governments. It's all encrypted, so no one can get to it. If they release that pill, well, then what for WikiLeaks? Are they going to keep smuggling, getting secrets smuggled on Lady Gaga CDs, or do they not have anything left going forward?
Well, I mean, keep in mind that it could be a bluff. It could be random noise. We don't know what's in it. It's a very nice bluff, and if I were the feds, I wouldn't want to call it. But WikiLeaks has said that we have lots of other documents. I mean, all of the documents that they have been allegedly provided, released this year, were allegedly provided to them by Bradley Manning. And so they've been getting a lot of other stuff over the last year that is not Manning related. And so that's going to be in the queue. Julian Assange said it's in the queue. He's already mentioned a bank that seems to be Bank of America, that they're going to publish documents early next year. I think he actually wants to broaden the scope of WikiLeaks to not just be we're anti-U.S. government or anti-Pentagon. I mean, there are lots of other governments that deserve to be embarrassed and have their secrets posted.
Absolutely. And it'll be brilliant if it turns out to be 1.6 gigs of just like /B images, just hentai animated Sailor Moon images. They'd have the last laugh. Declan, thank you so much. Declan from CNET, everybody. Mr. McCullough, thank you for keeping us in the loop. We appreciate it.